today we're going to talk about these print mistakes. All of us make them. You know, hey, it is a part of life, it's a part of business. But today's video, we're going to talk about print mistakes and what do you do when you mess up, right? So, give a few people a chance to get on. And y'all know me, I always take the first couple of seconds to kind of get things going and um, let a few people come on. I'm not going to be on very long today at all, um, because today has been kind of rough here in the office this morning. Kind of rough. I woke up to alarms and sirens this morning, and by 5:30 a.m. there was thunderstorms warnings, and then a tornado warning, and then all of a sudden the lights go off and all kinds of stuff. So it has been quite a morning in Dallas, in out here by Rockwall. It's been a morning, y'all. Today we had a problem. I want to talk about how to handle misprinted t-shirts or misprinted goods. How do you handle that in your shop? We're going to talk about customer relations, things that you could do when you do make a mistake, and employee discipline. Discipline. How do you deal with employees that have messed up something? In today's case, this would be my son. Zizi has messed up on something as I'm going through, and so we're going to talk about it. So we have an order for a small number of shirts. So it's actually a repeat customer. And the shirts, well, one shirt so far I have gone through and found that the shirt was messed up. So thus we have a video. The thought crossed my mind is, why not make this something that everybody could learn from, right? Tell me in the comments, do y'all fuck up? Because we fucks up over here sometimes. It's supposed to be a PG-13 channel, so do y'all mess up? We all mess up sometimes, right? We all mess up. So I'm going to talk about misprint rates a little bit. In my shop, we have a misprint rate when Ken is printing of literally about 1%. Right? So let's say if he does 100 shirts, out of 100 shirts, your misprint rate, out of that 100 pieces, how many shirts do you mess up on an order? 1% we can. The majority of the time when we order t-shirts, let's say we need 14 shirts, we're going to order 14 shirts. If we need 100 shirts, I'm going to order 100 shirts, because I normally have extra shirts laying around, y'all. And so we don't have a big misprint rate. But now I have my kids working, and sometimes, so when you bring in employees, then, and you guys have seen me go through employees on the channel, when you bring in employees, then you will have things that happen. I decided that the best thing for me to do was to bring my kids back in, because they're the ones who don't normally mess up. But this time ZZ kind of messed up a little bit, and it's normal, people do mess up. But our misprint rate, you have to figure out for your shop, like, what is your misprint rate? Industry standard is about 3%. So if you are printing shirts or doing tumblers or whatever it is that you're doing, you want to strive to make sure that you are within that 3% misprint rate, or even better, right? You want to get to where you don't have misprints. But I've been printing for 24 years. We still have misprints. So you'll always have, from time to time, something that happens. It shouldn't be on every order, right? It shouldn't be an issue with every order. And you definitely don't want to have an issue happen with a small order. But when it does, you have to figure out, okay, what are you going to do? There are some things that you could do. The first thing that I do in my shop is we make sure that we do quality control checks, which is what I'm doing here now. Is I'm sitting here. We have, this is the order that I worked on the other day. The lady actually ended up going with this design, y'all. She actually ended up going with the first design that I created. If you were on the video, I said, hey, I created this, and then I saw that she had sent me something totally different. So I went back in and created what she sent me. And she said, oh no, I like yours better. So she ended up going with this print. So I'm just kind of going through, going through the design, kind of looking at it, looking at the shirts and everything. And what I look for is I look for placement. Whenever I am going through the t-shirts, I always look for the print placement. I do a check to make sure. I do a visual check before every order. So let me back up. Whenever my guys are printing, when they get ready to do it, they bring the shirt to me, and then I visually inspect the shirt. And you guys have seen me do that on the channel, where I will visually inspect the design, make sure that everything is there. I look at the design, and then I look at the artwork, or even better yet, the film, right? And make sure that the design is the design that the customer wanted. I also make sure I make sure the design is the design that the customer wanted. I make sure that all the spelling is correct, that basically everything matches the job proof, right? And I also check the ink colors, make sure that the ink colors match, that they are the colors that the customer wanted. And so that's my job. I don't have a specific person to do that. And so I'll do it, and sometimes Ken will do it, right? So it'll either be me or it'll be Ken that does it. So after the shirts are done, then I get the shirts and I fold the shirts if I'm folding. Today I'm going to just do individual folds on this because I'm doing a video and talking to y'all, and the fold is going to make a difference, right? So then I'll fold it. And within me folding it, I will still go in. Then I'm doing the quality check for print placement, right? For the location, to make sure that the print is where it should be at on the shirt. So today, as I'm going through, if you are doing a shirt, I'm going to line some stuff up here for y'all as I am folding up these shirts. So when you're doing shirts now, you see these prints here. Let's try to come up a little bit. What? I went down when I was trying to come up. So right here, for example, on these shirts, these are the larger sizes here, and there's a smaller size there. So your print placement on your shirt should be pretty much consistent. You want it to be, no shirt's going to hit in the same exact place, right? But you see how these are pretty much in the same place on the shirts, right? And of course, I don't have it lined up exactly as we could, but everything's lined up there, right? That's straight, y'all. It's just me doing my little crooked, me laying that on there crooked. So then as I go up in size, and let's say the size gets smaller, then you'll have, you may have a little movement in the size of the print. So I want to take these two. This is, and we're talking, this is screen printing. So, this is a medium shirt right here. This is a 2X. So we have a medium shirt, and then we have a 2X shirt. And I'm going to show y'all something. Let me fold that again so that I can get this right. So we have the medium shirt, and then we have this shirt right here. Okay. So while the medium shirt, while your smaller shirts are going to be shorter, right? They're going to be shorter. Your print should still be consistent from the top up here, from the collar on both shirts. So when you line up the top of the collars, that shirt should still be consistent when you're printing throughout the whole job. Way on. So as I'm going through, I immediately noticed that one of these shirts has the print up too high. See that? That's too high for a pocket print. It's too high for a pocket print. Not, and it's not even a pocket print. Let's say a left location print, a left chest print. This is a 3X shirt. So if you take this 3X and you put it there with all of the other shirts, it does not match. So it's considered a misprint here in the shop. Some mistakes are unavoidable in your shop, and some mistakes shouldn't happen. This is a mistake right here that should not happen. Let me show y'all the difference in where we're talking about. We're talking about up here to down here. What the hell was he doing? I don't know. Maybe he happened to do his first print and not realize that he needed to pull the shirt up some on the press. I'm not sure what happened. But this is the type of mistake that you can avoid in your shop by doing test prints and making sure that you have all of your plates lined up the same. When I say plates or plattens, your plattens on your screen printing press, that you have them all lined up the same. If you're heat pressing something, you want to heat press in the same place. So you're going to pull that collar and you're going to drop it in the same place. When you're doing pocket prints, same thing, right? It should be in the same place. Now, my son said to me when I talked to him about it, he said, Mom, your placement looks too low, right? So when I hold this shirt up to you, this may look low to you on the shirt, right? This one right here could have actually been up a little bit. Now on pockets, y'all, I normally start right here with this, I start right here with the end of the neckline right here, right? We'll start, I'm trying to get it folded so that I could actually do that neckline. So I start right there with the end of this neckline, right? So I normally on this one here, you're going to see a little bit over, but if you're here and you put, let's say you have 2 to 3 fingers and you come over here, it will hit fine. You don't want to go all the way over here because now you under the armpit, right? And so the bigger the shirts get, it changes. You can use what's called a pocket master, which is a little attachment that goes on your screen printing press to align that every single time. He didn't even know I had a pocket master. But so that may be something that I talked to him about. But I'm going to talk to him about aligning things and having it done consistent. Now, because Z just came back and started working for me. Y'all know Z is my oldest son who broke his arm, and he has not printed in like 3 or 4 years or so. And so now he's finally able to start back printing. So as we were talking, he was saying, Mom, I think the prints are low. I've got it right. And I said, no, you don't. The print is too high. Now, when you're doing pockets, right, you can print, if we're doing a pocket, you can print above the pocket, or you could print here where the pocket is, lower. So within that area, you do have, a big amount of space where you can come through. Normally I come down 7 inches and then start the print, or I go 3 to 4 fingers, which will be about 3 to 4 inches. And start the print based on how big the print is. But on pockets, I try not to take it over 4 inches. I think this image was like 4.2 or 4.3 inches, something like that. So it is just a little bit larger. But when we do pocket prints, I try to take them right at that 4 and try to go down, right? If I go larger, I go no larger than 5, because you do have what's called oversized pocket prints, right? But if you were to put this on a mannequin, And this is what I told him. If you put this shirt on a mannequin, this will actually be okay. It'll actually still be okay. Um, and y'all, it looks like it's crooked when I'm holding it up because of the way that I'm holding it, but it's not. I've kind of checked them. So now what do you do when you have shirts that are messed up, right? So like I said, this job right here, I'm not just the happiest with. It could have been a little higher, but that one in itself is not going to work. If I was to put this on a mannequin, and let me see if I had a body form. I don't have a body form in here, but I do have a body form in the shop. So a lot of times you can put a body form like in your shop. You can have somebody in your shop try on a shirt to get the placement so that you know that the placement is right. Now, what do? If you have messed up and you sent the job out, and then you want to try to fix any misprints before they leave the shop. Like now I have a misprint. I cannot send this out. This shirt is probably, this is a 3X. This shirt is probably about $8. Luckily, I think that this job is still up on press. Don't break your jobs down if you're screen printing before you check your orders, because then you have to go back and set it all the way up back up. It may be a problem for me to find this shirt. So normally what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and replace the shirt. So today I got to place another order real quick and get in a replacement shirt, maybe run to Michael's. I don't know, because of the color of the shirt, which makes it a problem. Now, so I'm going to make sure that my customer actually never even sees the shirt. And I'm going to tell y'all something, a big mistake that a lot of printers make. A lot of printers will give misprinted shirts to their customers. I'm going to tell y'all why that's a big mistake. In a lot of people's minds, they think that if I give that shirt to the customer, they got a free shirt and they're going to be happy, right? No. They're going to be happy for that moment. But here's what happens. Let's say you give that shirt, that extra shirt to that customer, and somebody wears it for the event. Then what happens is it's a misprint. And then as soon as somebody sees it and says, "Oh, where'd you get your shirts from?" I guarantee you they're going to see that misprint and they're going to be, "Oh, I'm not getting a shirt from there." So never give your customers your misprints, right? You never want them to know that you ever even messed up. You can use that in your shop for, like I could use that for rags. You could use it for you can't really use that one for a display because it's messed up. It's too messed up to use it as a display. You could cut it and use it for something in the shop. You could use the print in the back as a display or something like that. And y'all, as I'm thinking about it, I may just go ahead and hit that with the spot gun and get that print out of there. But I'm not too particularly happy with this order. It's not an order for a company, for a corporate order sometimes, and that makes a difference too on like customers' expectations when you're printing jobs, on what a customer will accept, right? So if y'all look right here with my stack of folded shirts, we got everything, and some of them are, a little, my stack's not completely straight, but it's pretty much consistent. This one's not. So I may just take the spot gun and just spray this one out. I may take the spot gun and spray this one out, and yeah, and then I won't even have to buy another shirt. So now let's talk about, because I did have an employee that I had to fire. So I'm going to kind of talk about that. Well, first I'm going to tell you, so let's say in the event that you had a shirt that went to a customer and it was a misprint, like how do you handle it? In my shop, you have 7 days to return the shirt. Normally we say in our terms and conditions that you have to return the shirt. Okay. Well, that's what we say. just because of the legalities and all of that stuff, is that you have to return the merchandise, any misprinted merchandise. But honestly, what I do is I normally tell them, hey, send me a photo. And then I can look at the photo and I can normally tell, and I can normally just say, okay, I'll send you out another shirt. The reason we tell people to bring back the shirts is because sometimes people will say, well, all of the shirts are messed up, right? And so if you don't have in your contract that they have to return the shirts, they'll just tell you, lie and say all of their shirts are messed up. And then all of them have a dot on them, or all of them are misprinted or whatever, right? And so then you're out of the whole complete order. So never do that. You always say, hey, our policy is for you to return the shirts. Sometimes people will take shirts, they'll wear them for an event, and they'll try to bring them back. It's nothing that you can do with them. Not to say that it's anything that you can do with them, even if they don't wear them for the event, right? But it's pretty much a way that you cover yourself from losing money, and you also kind of make sure that people are not just saying anything just to get free shirts. But in the event that let's say you have a customer and they call you, they say, hey, they have one or two shirts that are messed up. Then you just, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll print you a couple. Go ahead and wear those for your event. If the event is happening, then if we have time, then we'll go ahead. Not if we have time, we'll make time. What I mean is, if we have time, if the event is not that day, or it's the next day, or if it's like company shirts that they're wearing, we'll go ahead, we'll replace those shirts, right? We do everything that we can to replace. You always want to replace shirts versus giving back money. It's a lot easier to just say, hey, I'll just refund you those two shirts. But people, when they order shirts from you, they actually want the t-shirts. They want the t-shirts, y'all. They don't want a refund. Especially if, for example, it's a business and they need shirts for their employees, or if it's a school and they need shirts for an event. Those people have ordered those shirts, so they actually want the shirts. So even though it's an inconvenience sometimes to print, you'd much rather just say, hey, let me just give you a refund and keep it pushing, right? You can't do that. Now, what's going to happen with this shirt, with the situation in this shirt, right? This is a mistake that in my shop, like I said, people make mistakes. But this is a shirt that should not have been misprinted. So, since it's a shirt that should not have been misprinted, this is a shirt where I will dock pay. And I guarantee you, if you dock a person $8, the replacement fee to replace this shirt, they're not going to make any more mistakes. They're not going to make mistakes. And I don't do it all the time. It's normally over the 3% rate, right? It's over the 3% rate. So if out of 14 shirts, you shouldn't mess up any, right? So somebody has to replace the shirt. It ain't going to be me. It's going to be him. But let's say that he does 100 shirts and he has, a misprint, and it's, something happens or something like that. I don't dock all the time, but sometimes you do have to dock. It brings awareness to your employees that, and even though I'm his mama, it brings awareness to them that, damn, I just worked a half hour or an extra 20 minutes for whatever, right? So it's my little tips for today for y'all on that. The lights just came on not too long ago, so we are going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up stuff that I need. Credit alert. Let's see here. Oh, so I'm going to go ahead and start going through orders. We're going to be kind of behind on an order today because of due to the electricity going out and the storm, and a lot of businesses here that are closed. So there was some things that I need to get that I wasn't able to get out and go get this morning. So I'm going to have to make a run. And well, I'm not gonna make a run today at all. No, there's not gonna be a run that's gonna be made today. Um, and work on this printer over here, trying to figure out what was going on with it. But that's pretty much the video for today, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here and get back to work. It's like 3 o'clock. I got like 2 more hours to be in here. And I gotta try to get my dogs out of my shop because it's been a hot mess out there. All right, y'all. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.